Good evening, everyone. My name is Joyce Strasser. I have the privilege of serving as Dean with the Stillman School of Business here at Seton Hall University. And tonight, I am truly thrilled to welcome you to this is our 13th annual Pirates Pitch Startup Competition, hosted by the Stillman School of Business and, of course, our Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So tonight's competition is the perfect realization of the Stillman School's mission goal of transforming concepts into business practice. It also reinforces the importance, especially in today's ever-evolving business world, of having an entrepreneurial mindset. We firmly believe that engaging in the entrepreneurial process helps students develop skills and capabilities that are transferable to all types of organizations and all kinds of career endeavors. So there could not be a better way to prepare yourself, students, for the world than to be an entrepreneur. Now later, in just a couple minutes, our judges are going to be recognized, but I personally want to thank all of them, wonderful people who've been involved in our Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, who I know are going to do their very best to try to assess these wonderful projects we've got and the presentations that our finalists will make. I also want to say a huge thank you to the members of our Board of Advisors for the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And I want to thank everybody, many of whom are not here working behind the scenes who made this happen. So members of our Stillman School team, University Advancement, PR and Marketing, and of course our colleagues from Information Technology. And then I cannot leave the stage without thanking, of course, Susan Sharon. So Susan, who is our founding director of the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, has brought all her talent, her energy, her enthusiasm, her passion to this center. And the many, many successes of the center would not have been possible without her. So please help me give Susan a round of applause. We are so grateful for your excellent work. And I do want to wish good luck to every single one of our competitors tonight. This is going to be a tough evening in terms of some great ideas and I know some wonderful presentations. And I'm looking forward to your work and learning more about you. Then, the last thing I need to do before I make my final introductions and hand over the stage is to call your attention to this QR code on the screen behind me. This is where you can access the program for tonight's competition. If you try to access and you cannot, would you please just let us know, because Susan does have little handouts with the QR code. So if you need that, just raise your hand and she'll get back to you. And now finally, it's my pleasure to introduce our talented student MCs. First, Peter Colon is a senior studying marketing who will thankfully continue on with us in our MBA program. He's a member of our Bushino Leadership Institute and is also the president of the Entrepreneurship Club. Kiara Syed is a sophomore, also in the Bushino Institute, and she serves as marketing vice president for the Entrepreneurship Club. Jerry Ford, who is himself an entrepreneur, is a sophomore studying entrepreneurship, and he serves as the social media vice president of the Entrepreneurship Club. Then finally, Gabrielle Roberts is a senior pursuing a management degree and also a fledgling entrepreneur with a startup business model in development. So thank you to all our students, our wonderful MCs. You bring a lot of life and energy to this program, and it is now my pleasure to pass over the floor to Peter, who is going to start us off. So Peter Colon.
Good evening. Welcome to Shark Tank, Seton Hall style. Tonight you, our audience, are going to participate in the entrepreneurial journey of a select group of Seton Hall students as they pursue the dream that many of us students have, to start a business. You will hear and see some of the best startup ideas from the Stillman School of Business and the College of Arts and Sciences. The stakes are lofty. 6 student finalists are seeking $16,000 in startup funding prizes to be awarded by a group of distinguished judges, all successful entrepreneurs. We will introduce them shortly. They're eagerly waiting to hear what the students have to say. The road to the startup finals began in January, when both undergraduate and graduate students throughout the university were invited to a series of skills workshops to help them prepare for the qualifying round. A total of 20 student teams took the next step and submitted executive summaries of their startup concepts. With assistance from alumni entrepreneurs, the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship narrowed that field to the 6 top entrepreneurs that you will meet tonight. Teams can have up to 5 SHU students, but this year all 6 of our finalists are either going at it alone as solopreneurs or are in teams comprised of 2 students. Over the past month, these student entrepreneurs have met with faculty and alumni mentors to assist them. They also submitted 7-page business plans to the judges in advance of this evening today. I'd first like to recognize our sponsor, the law firm Outside General Counsel Solutions. Big thanks to attorneys Chris Santomassimo and Tony Davis and their staff for providing legal assistance to our Pirates Pitch finalists. Now, I would like to ask Kiara Sied to come to the podium and introduce our judges.
Welcome, everyone. I'm honored to be here this evening to introduce our prestigious panel of judges. Brian Jakovich graduated from the Stillman School of Business in 2009 and is the founder, CEO, and owner of Fusion Health, the largest healthcare software company for Department of Corrections in the United States, where their software manages the patient care of over 300,000 each day. Headquartered in Woodbridge, New Jersey, Fusion employs more than 100 people throughout the country. Brian won an Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award for New Jersey in 2020. Fusion Health has been listed on the Inc. 5000 as one of the fastest growing private companies in the country for the last 5 consecutive years and the 8th fastest growing private business in New Jersey by NJBiz. Brian started one of his first businesses at Seton Hall when he was president of the Entrepreneurship Club. Today, Brian is the chair of the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship's Advisory Board and was inducted into the university's Entrepreneur Hall of Fame in 2021. Welcome, Brian. Shannon Morris earned both a BA in Communications and Public Relations and an MA in Marketing and Corporate Communications from Seton Hall University. While an undergraduate at the Hall, she was captain of the swim team and a 2-time Big East Academic All-American. After graduating, she spent several years in corporate marketing at leading organizations such as Fuji Electric Corp of America, Prudential, and Homebox Office before making the leap to entrepreneurship. She is a founder and managing partner of Tent Collective, an advertising agency, and managing partner and founder of The Whistle Company, a marketing accelerator that helps brands to scale. Shannon was formerly CEO of the Sigma Group, an advertising agency. In 2013, Shannon was inducted into the Seton Hall University Entrepreneur Hall of Fame. Welcome, Shannon. Tim Mueller is co-founder and chief revenue officer at Avedon Health. He is an innovator in the healthcare industry and is highly regarded for his experience engaging patients in health improvement programs within some of the largest healthcare systems in the state of New Jersey, including RWJ Barnabas Health, Hackensack Meridian, UMC, and Atlantic Health System. At Avedon Health, Tim believes that personalized engagement is the key to achieving optimal well-being. After spending more than a decade in corporate leadership roles, Tim and his business partner founded Avedon Health, a healthcare technology company that has grown substantially since inception. They realized the importance of pairing digital engagement with human oversight, and together turned an idea from the back of a napkin into a thriving business that would initiate health technology and programs for some of the most respected healthcare systems, providers, and plans in the nation. Tim's contributions to the healthcare industry have been recognized with several accolades, including the NJBiz 40 Under 40 list, along with leading Avedon Health to reach the Inc. 5000 list, MedTech Breakthrough Award, and the Deloitte Technology Fast 500 company. He has also served on the Board of Trustees for North Jersey Health Collaborative. A graduate of Messiah College, Tim received his MBA from Seton Hall University, a lifestyle medicine certification from Harvard Medical School, and has completed the patient engagement program at Johns Hopkins Medicine. Welcome, Tim. Karina Castagna is a first-generation college graduate and two-time alumna of Seton Hall, earning high honors within her BA and MPA degree. The unique composition of interdisciplinary studies, including communications, Catholic studies, and business from her undergraduate degree, and a concentration in nonprofit management from her graduate degree, allowed her to critically think, apply, and act in numerous scenarios. During her time as a student, she represented Seton Hall for the annual CFA Research Challenge. Her team placed in the Final Four. She also served as the VP of Membership for Women in Business and continues to serve the SHU community as a council member of the Young Alumni Council. Post-graduation, Karina started a business, Pesto Joe LLC, in memory of her father who unexpectedly passed during her time as a graduate student. She started with the idea to sell her father's pesto recipe in May 22 and joined the Pirate Launchpad Accelerator program, where she was awarded seed funding. Pesto Joe has quickly become a passion project for her to not only keep his memory alive, but to also create a means in which families can come together. Karina also holds a notable background in the entertainment and fashion industry, with several years of experience in both acting and modeling. She has been seen on hit television series, walking during New York Fashion Week, and in various publications. Coming this May 2023, she will be attending the Cannes Film Festival in France. Welcome, Karina. Now, judges, you have a tough job ahead of you this evening. Now, I would like to ask Gabby Roberts to come to the podium to provide a rundown of this evening's format and procedures.
Thank you, Kiara. Each finalist team will have 7 minutes to make a presentation, and the judges will have 6 minutes to ask questions. The first place prize is $8,000, the second place prize is $4,500, and the third place prize is $3,000. The judges will be looking for creative and innovative thinking about new markets, products, and services. Also important, the teams will be judged on their perceived ability to execute their concepts and turn them into sustainable businesses. Student businesses can either be for-profit enterprises or nonprofit ventures that tackle societal and community problems. The seed funding prizes awarded are from CIE's Venture Fund Endowment. Each finalist team is also entitled to receive legal services from our legal sponsor. A big thank you to OGC Outside General Counsel Solutions and Chris Santomassimo and Anthony Davis and their team for their generous legal sponsorship. After the presentations are completed, the judges will leave the stage to deliberate. We will then hold the Audience Choice Award. Only audience members who are in the University Center Theater can participate. We will announce the winner of the $500 Audience Choice Award at the end of the competition along with the other winners. All finalists and judges should note that when you have 1 minute remaining in either a pitch presentation or during the Q&A sessions, MC Jerry Ford and I will hold up a sign indicating you have 1 more minute to go, so please refer to us to the left. Now I would like to ask Peter to come to the podium to introduce our first contestant.
Please join me in welcoming our first finalist, Jabez Choi, who is a senior studying marketing. His operating business, Ember AI, is a platform that automates digital marketing processes to help small businesses increase sales. Ember AI is transforming the digital marketing landscape with its cutting-edge artificial intelligence-powered platform. Jabez, anytime that you're ready, you can begin your pitch. You have 7 minutes for your presentation. Good luck.
Hello everyone, my name is Jabez Choi, and today I will be Today I will be presenting my company, Ember AI. Ember AI is a digital marketing agency in the realm of SaaS, which is software as a service, and AI/machine learning. Our mission is to help businesses leverage the power of AI and automation to improve the digital presence and drive sales while saving money at the same time in the long run. Believe it or not, almost 50% of jobs that are currently in right now will be gone within 5 years due to AI and automation. So you could, go about it two ways. You can go about it in a sense where, where you just don't think about it and being ignorant about it, and then, get your job replaced by AI in 5 years, or you could embrace the AI. You could embrace the AI now, early on, so that you could eventually be able to dominate your industry, and that's where I come in. And you can even see Google with this recent announcement that they're going to implement their AI tool in Google Drive to increase user productivity around 2 weeks ago. I've been using AI tools to increase user productivity for Google Drive literally in January. So 3 months ago, I've been using it, and not even for just Google Drive, but also for various other technologies working intercommunicating within each other. So, my clients are very, very proud of this, and they absolutely love it. And this is why in only 5 short months, we have been able to make around $6,000 in top line revenue with 11 clients that are happy and counting. And the only reason why we were able to increase our clientele so rapidly is it's twofold. First reason is that we are able to provide relevant and on-trend solutions to their problems, and number two, we just simply over-deliver and we provide more value than what they pay us. So we provide 2 types of services. The first service is website creation. This is actually where I started off in the digital marketing world. We create beautiful websites that convert with ad copy as well as landing pages for Facebook ads. And here are monthly recurring revenue service, which is where most of our money comes in. So as I said, we are a digital marketing agency, so we are running Facebook ads for them. We are managing the ads for them. We are currently in the stage of creating a 2-click Facebook ad for them, where they don't have to go through the hassle of finding the interest and what's the perfect age group to go through, right? And obviously our specialty is AI, right? So one of the things, that you could see the different things that we could do with AI and how they could implement that in every local business is a plug and play. So one of the things it could do is automatic Google review replies. So let's say somebody or a customer replies to the customer makes a Google review, the AI will automatically reply back in cadence to the brand's persona, which will, it does 2 things. It increases their customer satisfaction, and it increases the SEO and the ranking of Google. So this right here, if you look over here, this is called an SMS workflow. Tim, I'm assuming you have a CRM within the healthcare niche, and seems like that you've probably built out workflows, or you or your clients have built out workflows that look something like this, if not even more complex than this, right? So, for example, if some big brand or a big influencer or content creator, if you message them and they reply back right away, and you're having a conversation, most likely than not, it probably would be a robot, right? And there's nothing wrong with building out these big workflows, but however, the biggest problem, the one big problem is that no amount of if-then conditional logic can combat the unpredictability of human interactions. So once there is one error in the workflow, the lead will find out that it's a robot, and you are back to square one, and you lose that lead. So this is our AI appointment setter. We don't need, in the past we used to hire out VAs, now there's no need to hire out an appointment setter anymore. This appointment setter that we have, it understands how to respond to leads immediately. It follows a set of qualifying questions of your choice. It will work towards its number one goal, which is the one you set, and the best one of all is that it is 24/7, so it'll reply to the leads immediately, even on Friday nights or even on the weekends, on 2 a.m. when somebody might be, a salesperson might be sleeping. So there it is, if you could. Thank you. So this is a workflow after somebody has replied and filled out a lead form from a Facebook ad for a med spa. And it's that, you can see I said, not really, I eat McDonald's every day, which is something, if I wrote that on and implemented it in a regular workflow, the robot wouldn't be able to catch that, right? So we can have your workflows looking from this to this, and it'll be 10 times smarter. Another thing we could do is implement Facebook ads and connect that with the AI and automate a whole entire lead magnet. So for example, this is a med spa example. We created a Facebook ad copy with a lead magnet of providing a free personalized weight loss list and some tips and tricks they could use for their own. And what we did, we had them fill out a lead form, and then what we do after that is we take the answers from the lead form and generate a whole entire personalized guide, and we slap it onto a Google Doc, and then it'll automatically send an email straight to the lead. So from that point on, you're out of time? Oh, sorry. Okay, so, did I keep going? No? Yeah, okay, sorry. We deal with 6 different niches right now, but the problem is that I'm really an employee of my own company, and eventually I do want to remove myself and delegate my tasks to everybody, to virtual assistants and whatnot. And from what I've heard, the riches are the niches. So we're gonna my plan is to go towards the med spa niche.
Yeah, you guys, you really have to end. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was getting to a good point.
Judges, do you have questions?
Okay, so I understand how you're using AI for some of the conversational strategies with the lead and how it's turning out immediate, improvements on the user flow and all of that. My question is specifically on the creative part where you started a conversation on these websites and landing pages. How deeply are you using AI to produce content and creative? Are you going to continue with that, or are you focusing more as you get into this niche with med spas? It's going to be more so around that super quick conversion from an inquiry to a lead. And you just continue with your website background.
I will be continuing with the website. Most of the websites that I'm making right now are currently a lot of the content and the copy I get from OpenAI GPT-4. I have them fill out a lead form, and then I have it connected to a Zapier lead flow integration where it gives me a Google Doc copy that's sent to my email immediately after the lead form is filled out. So to answer your question, yes. And in terms of the content creation as well, yes. But the only problem is that I know I couldn't finish it, but automation is really good, right? Automation is going to take over the world, but there has to be some human touch to it as well. So now we're at the point where there's too many people that are using AI now in content creation. And I could even tell nowadays. I can go on LinkedIn and tell that some of these posts look a little superficial. You could tell that's done by AI, and obviously you could check through do the AI checker as well. But yeah, so it'll be a whole package of these automation in AI. So basically, one thing that I would do is offer the Facebook ads and automations as well as a personal VA. And I was going to say that I'm trying to make a productized service. So yeah, it's a productized service. So instead of making 1,000 unique things 1,000 different times, I want to build one system and one campaign that works. That's super unique, but it seems like it's super personalized to each client, right? So I'm going to sell that for $1,000 per month, and we're going to have a referral program. We're going to give them $300 per month for each client that they bring on. So if they bring on 4 clients, they're going to pay for the whole entire monthly fee, and they get $200 monthly recurring revenue. And then one of the big things is the community, right? So one of the big problems that I'm getting right now from running these Facebook ads for local businesses is that I bring them an influx of leads, but they don't know what to do with it, right? So, my thing is I would do some like sales calls in terms of like teaching them how to close the lead and then mix in with the automation. But, now if you have a community attached to it of like-minded people, of fellow med spa owners, it would be inevitable not to succeed, right? So in terms of the community, I would have the founding clients, my first few clients as the experts. They will be doing the courses and building a community via school or Facebook group. I haven't decided. I mean, we're so far away from that, but yeah, thank you, Sean.
Hey, so with your competitor analysis, you state that your competitive advantage lies in our ability to implement machine learning and cross-platform integration, and you're seeing that sets you apart from other agencies that are restricted to specific platforms or products. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I go tailored to one niche, which is the med spa niche, our main competitor is Vagaro. Vagaro is a software company. I'm sure some of you are familiar with it. A lot of beauty salons use Vagaro for appointment setting, and they use it for marketing on their own site on Vagaro. They're able to make websites as well, which is I tested it out. They're very basic ones. They're like the ones that you find on like $5 on like Wix. But aside from that, how we are able to differentiate ourselves and how we're better actually than Vagaro is the fact that we are able to cross-platform market our clients. So Vagaro, they're only able to market in just through Vagaro. I could cross-platform market through Facebook, TikTok, across all platforms, which leads to more growth.
So I want to confirm just a couple things and just ask a question on client acquisition.
Sure.
So, excuse me. So you have 12 clients that pay you about $100 a month. Is that correct?
So some of them are paying me. It varies by the industry. Some of them are paying $100. Some of them are paying upwards of $500.
Okay. And is that consistent with actually pricing model moving forward?
No, like I said, I'm planning on selling the whole entire. It's the CRM and the VA and the automations, AI, and then the lead gen, 2-click lead gen, Facebook ads, all for $1,000 per month.
Okay. So you're going to go to 10,000 MR as your goal.
10,000 MRR is the goal, but if I were to be able to get seed funding, I would use a good chunk of the money on advertising and the other half on delegating my tasks to VAs for prospecting, for appointment setting. And then, if I do it consistently for 3 months, it would be inevitable that I would be able to get to at least 10K per month.
And last question, but you feel free to talk as much as you want on this, but your cost per client acquisition. Have you looked into that? Just take me through the process for each product market fit of how you're going to get to these clients.
Yeah, so can you explain a little bit more on the climate? Are you talking about in terms of just med spas?
Well, your plan's predicated on turning $8,000 into $10,000 MRR, which as a businessman, awesome. Let's do it. I want to hear just like a very, very granular way. How do you do that?
Yeah, so as I said before, just removing myself, I'm doing everything, right? I'm taking care of all parts of the business. So if I could delegate my tasks to talented VAs that I could hire for $500 per month. I did the research. $500 per month. I need 3 VAs. I need one for prospecting, one for appointment setting, and one for closing. If I could do that and use the other half, so $900 per month on ads, and then it'll be $1,500 per month on VAs. That's what will get me from 8K to 10K and rapidly scale. I have obviously there's like SOPs that I have to build out, and that's what I want to get myself into. I'm merely just an employee of my own company. It's called me like a glorified freelancer, right? So I want to become a business owner. And to do that, I have to be, hiring out, delegating, creating SOPs.
I'm sorry, we're out of time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jabez. Thank you, judges. Now for our second finalist. Cameron Lloyd is a junior majoring in finance. His business concept, Apprentice Shipment, is an online platform that helps high school students secure apprenticeships in high-paying skilled fields in the manufacturing industry. Cameron, anytime that you're ready, come down and begin.
So, welcome to my presentation. My name is Cameron Lloyd, and this is my pitch. So, I'd like to start off my pitch with a quote by Jay Quinlan, CEO of the National Association of Manufacturers. He says, "For every 100 job openings in the sector, we only have 60 people who are looking. I think it'll take quite a while to fill that pipeline." This highlights the problem of not enough young people are applying to manufacturing jobs. On top of this, aging workshop owners are seeking apprenticeships to hand their businesses down to. This is a problem that affects millions of people within a $6 trillion industry. That's where we come in. We are Apprentice Shipment. We're a job board that connects talented high school graduates with manufacturers who need skilled workers. The way that we plan to monetize our business is by offering 2 subscriptions, one being free and one being a premium service for roughly $250. The free subscription would allow employers to view partial amounts of applicants, whereas the premium subscription would allow unrestricted view of all applicants. The free subscription would give standard listings for applicants to see the employers, whereas premium subscription would give employers priority, so they would be listed first and be advertised more within the website. So currently there are only about 400,000 apprenticeships that are active in the United States. This is abysmally low compared to the 18 million people within the valid age range of 18 to 24 who are not attending college. And it's fully inadequate to meet the 2.4 million unfilled manufacturing jobs. So I have the good fortune of living in Los Angeles, California, which is the largest manufacturing city and the largest manufacturing state. And this has allowed me to meet with a number of manufacturers within the city who I can consult with and get some ideas for how to keep the business viable. And so far, all of them have seemed very enthusiastic about this idea, so I have reason to believe that this can succeed in the future. Right now, our competition exists in two major forms. The first being apprenticeship.gov, which is the Department of Labor's Office of Apprenticeships website, which has existed since 2013. It's been relatively unchanged since then. It's an old, clunky website filled with articles and information that's not particularly useful to employers. And the second form would be traditional job sites. They have the problem of offering too wide of a scope and not having the features meet the needs of manufacturers. So currently we're in the late alpha stage of our production, where most of our features are functional, but we would still need some time to conduct usability testing and make some aesthetic modifications to ensure an optimal user experience. And our target release is around early to mid June. So that was my pitch. If you have any questions.
Thank you. So I was wondering if, I'm a little confused, if you could spread some light on this. When I was reading the business proposal, I'm wondering if the apprenticeships are meant to then take over the business to buy it from who they're learning from, or is this simply just an internship for them to build their skills and learn about the manufacturing jobs themselves?
So ultimately, it would be both. I think that by offering some sort of platform for these apprentices and employers to meet up together, they could arrange some sort of situation where one would take over. What I've seen in a lot of these businesses is that it's typically a much older guy who's been running this shop for a long time, and he's not so concerned with like the profitability of his business at this point. He's more so concerned about preserving his legacy. He's been working on this for his entire life, and he wants to pass it down to someone else.
Would you see that passing down that legacy, as you said, to more or less a stranger to be a bit of a challenge to overcome?
I think that, of course, there would still be a period of time where they are an apprentice and they're being taught sort of way of how business is run. And within that time, I think they form some sort of personal relationship. I mean, this is how I think apprenticeships have been working for thousands of years. And I believe that is a tradition.
So just two quick things. So the first is, you didn't talk much about marketing, and one of the big challenges is, the younger guy coming out of high school, I think he's pretty easy to reach, social media, this and that. What about the older guy, and where are you getting the money to reach these guys who are looking to pass their companies along?
So I think a big part of it would be attending trade shows, and also I've noticed there are some Facebook groups that are used by communities that between different manufacturers, workshops. They communicate over Facebook, they go to trade shows, and they also just consume traditional media. So it would be a little different just because there are two different demographics I'm marketing to, but I think I have a firm grasp of.
And just very specifically, how do you think that your experience didn't come through so much in the presentation, but how do you think it really differs from just a standard job here? I mean, I listen and I think about some of the ways that we could broker introductions or a ranking of qualifications, the right candidate, because somebody looking to pass their company on to the next generation, they want to make sure that he or she's been vetted. Have you thought through all of that, or it seems just very, in the early stages, so you haven't really fleshed out that experience, but just talk a little bit about it.
So I think a big problem with a lot of the job boards is that people tend to release just like 200 applications to 200 different jobs, just regardless of their competence within that field. I think with this is less of an issue because this is not. They're coming in to learn, so they're establishing some level of commitment to begin with, and if they release out 50 applications, they have an obligation to go to 50 different job interviews, whereas that's not necessarily the case with like a traditional job role that exists, just because people just kind of throw their resume everywhere to get received bites.
So I'm also full disclosure. The first business I started here at CM Hall was actually a job board. It was called eAdvisor, and I learned a lot about HR systems, APS systems, the whole deal. What is your plan to like aggregate job opportunities? How are you going to get the postings?
So I had the thought to offer premium subscriptions to businesses for an early period of time while I'm setting up in a certain location. In my case, it would be Los Angeles. So I would go to various businesses, offer them premium, make sure that they have jobs available for the upcoming months.
So why would I go to your site versus just going to, so for example, the ATS system we have today, we have free postings to Indeed, Glassdoor, and even actually ZipRecruiter at this point. So I could be your target client base, sign up to an ATS system that costs me $1 per employee, manage my employees, and also post jobs out there. Why would I go to your site?
So my site is more focused. It occupies this niche, and it makes it so that people who are more willing to do something in manufacturing would be drawn to this site as well. I think with this, there is a free subscription, which you get the equivalent of ZipRecruiter.
No, I love the idea, don't get me wrong. I have some ideas to share with the athletes, but thanks.
Great, well, we finished? Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, judges. Please join me in welcoming Ayana Armour, a senior studying marketing and entrepreneurship. Ayana launched Feels Nostalgic, a vintage secondhand clothing store 2 years ago. Through the online platform Depop, Feels Nostalgic provides a curated selection of clothes from multiple eras and multiple aesthetics at affordable prices. Good luck, Ayana, and please start your pitch when you are ready.
Good evening. Good evening, judges, audience members, and fellow contestants. My name is Ayana Armour, and I'm here to talk about my secondhand apparel and accessories business, Feels Nostalgic, where I thrift so
Ayana, can you speak up and close to the microphone, please? Take it up.
Good evening, judges, other fellow contestants, and audience members. My name is Ayana Armour, and I'm here to talk to you about my secondhand apparel and accessories business, Feels Nostalgic, where I thrift so you don't. As you can see, I've used fashion as a form of self-expression since I was a little kid. Once you've experienced the individuality that comes with the world of fashion, you never lose that sensation, and that's reflected in how I dress and shop to this day. As some of you may be aware, the fast fashion industry has led to a culture of mass-producing trendy, low-quality pieces and having them thrown out once the trend is over. My reselling journey began in my sophomore year of high school when I made the switch from fast fashion to secondhand shopping. In the spirit of keeping fashion circular, I created an account on the reselling platform Depop and began purging my closet for lesser-known items. About 6 months ago, I created a logo, came up with a unique name, and started sourcing with a purpose. Since then, I've sold over 150 pieces to people and gained a following of nearly 500 people on Depop. Whether people secondhand shop for the sustainability aspect or for the affordable clothing, they all tend to run into the same issues. First, people are overwhelmed by the pricing of resold items online right now. Second, shoppers are getting frustrated with how shopping at in-person thrift stores relies heavily on time management to look through all the aisles and pieces and on location, where some areas have a better selection than others. Lastly, some shoppers are in need of assistance when looking for pieces or a style that works for them, and they're not necessarily sure where to start. For all of these reasons, shoppers need a better option. Feels Nostalgic is the solution. My company solves these problems by providing a well-curated selection of apparel and accessories readily available online at an affordable price. I source unique, versatile pieces for multiple aesthetics and multiple sizes, so there's a little something for everyone. Currently, my only functioning feature is reselling, but I'm taking steps to add unique, personalized features and services like styling bundles, filtering options, and virtual try-ons. With the prize money, I should be able to leave Depop to start my own website and begin implementing all these ideas. Right now, shopping is all about affordability. Through first-hand experience and customer surveys, I've learned that shoppers turn away from higher-priced secondhand shops in favor of the more affordable sellers. With this in mind, Feels Nostalgic has a reduced pricing model to an extent where all pieces are priced accordingly based on research, cost, and the brand, and never just upcharged randomly. Now, imagine having a personal stylist not only understands your unique fashion preferences, but also helps you shop sustainably. That's where Feels Nostalgic's personal styling bundles come in. These bundles call for me to collaborate with clients, asking for information like sizing, budget, and a link to their Pinterest board for inspiration. The pricing model for these bundles is based on an hourly rate, so with the budget I'm provided by the client, however many suitable pieces I find in that time frame is what they'll receive in their bundle. Like most online retailers, you'll be able to filter by color, article of clothing, and size, but Feels Nostalgic goes a step further and allows you to filter by era, aesthetic, and occasion as well. The fashion industry is constantly evolving, which gives people the opportunity to experiment with different styles and looks. My virtual try-on feature provides an interactive experience where users can create their own unique avatar to try with their exact measurements to try on pieces from Feels Nostalgic in stock. My target market is men and women between the ages of 19 and 25. They'll be interested in Feels Nostalgic because they're already comfortable with the secondhand shopping environment, but they want a better, more personalized experience while still maintaining that affordability. I'll reach these people through search engine optimization and social media marketing, utilizing paid and organic ads on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok to direct traffic to my website. Overall, the secondhand clothing market right now is expected to grow 127% for the year 2026, reaching a total of $218 billion. Based on my criteria for my target market, my market size is approximately $65 billion. Now, Depop selling statistics only go back as far as 6 months, but according to that, Feels Nostalgic has sold over $2,800 worth of clothing and accessories, and we are well past the point of breaking even. My competition going forward will be ThredUp, Depop, and other in-person thrift stores. ThredUp's pricing is affordable and their selection is broad, but unless you have a really specific idea about the product or brand that you're looking for, you really won't find anything. Depop has the opposite issue. Their selection is broad, yet still tailored to the preferences of the shopper. But with the upcharges that Depop sellers are known to put on their pieces, a lot of those buyers are turned away. In-person thrift stores are the cheapest of my competitors, but their customer traffic relies really heavily on where the store is physically located. Feels Nostalgic is going to be better than the competition because it provides a curated selection of pieces with custom filtering, affordable pricing, and online availability. With this competition and the prize money, I believe Feels Nostalgic can and will become so much more than just an online thrift store. I hope you'll join me on my journey in innovating the secondhand shopping industry, and I thank you for your time. Feel free to check out my Depop at Feels Nostalgic and Instagram at Shop Feels Nostalgic for current stuff and upcoming releases. Judges, any questions?
So one of the things that I thought was interesting about your company was that you are capitalizing on a trend, and you talked a lot about personalization, which is sort of like matching up with things Decorist does for the home. You know, so they have stylists that you're matched up to based on your personal style preference. So you talked briefly about stylists. Do you plan to have multiple stylists? Once you're going to be the key stylist for now, but is the plan to have a way for someone to really have that super personal experience by being matched up with the stylist that knows them? Talk a little bit more about that personalization. And then the second question that I had was, just remind me how this site makes money. Is it a subscription or is it a markup on the sale? Just high level.
Okay, so can I answer the second question first?
Yeah.
So I make money right now through the retail part, me reselling the pieces that I source and getting the money for that. And in the future, I will use the bundles as another pricing for the hourly rate and the client's budget. And then the first question, for the personalization, right now I am the sole stylist, but in the future, I want to add stylists that actually specialize in specific aesthetics to help that person specifically with what they're looking for.
As a fashion girl, I appreciate printing too, so very exciting. I'm wondering, once you're out of purging your own closet, how you plan to source on a large scale, especially since other thrift stores are already marked at a premium.
Yeah, so I've been looking into building relationships with secondhand wholesalers so that I won't have to make less frequent sourcing trips myself. And I've also been looking into marketing to those same people who would donate to thrift stores and have them send me their pieces with free shipping instead. And if I don't use that in my own stock, I would then just send it to the thrift store.
Just a question about that. So, have you looked into, so as you grow this, scale this, there's obviously an inherent cost of scale for yourself and for your employees. Have you looked into what the actual cost that is sold is going to be? Because I do understand that, you know, one of the identified advantages is there's a sense of concern for the markup that's currently on the market, right? Well, have you identified how much that markup is just realistic for having your source and scale and all that? And, you know, kind of to numbers there.
So I haven't looked at the markup specifically for the entire market. I've looked on Depop especially, and I know that sellers typically try to mark up between 200 and 400% to get their pieces sold. And I want to avoid marking up that high because that's what turns away a lot of buyers on the app.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ayana. Great job. Please join me in welcoming Jason Santos, a junior studying economics and mathematical finance and a member of the Casino Leadership Institute. He founded Pirates Closet, a nonprofit initiative that provides free professional attire to SHU students in need. Good luck, Jason, and please start your pitch when you're ready.
Hello, my name is Jason Santos, and I'm the founder of Pirates Closet. Pirates Closet is a nonprofit initiative founded right here on Seton Hall University and located here on campus. We have a public closet available for all students comprised completely of professional attire for students who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford professional attire. And we're unique in that we're not a lending program, but instead a giving program. So we can solve the problem at hand by allowing students access to a free resource where once they use the closet, they won't need to come back again. So a problem we all face is that we recognize we all need professional attire, but we can't all afford it. I recognize this in my own situation where I didn't have professional attire for a business event. And I realized that I'm not the only one who has to face this problem, and that there are plenty of students who have to face this problem as well. So I founded Pirates Closet to tackle that at the root. A study that was underwritten by Charles Schwab found that 74% of college students can't afford the extras that come along with going to school. And one of those costly extras is a suit. So the solution to that is you provide the suits. And again, I want to emphasize that this is a program where we're giving the students the suits for free, where they get to keep it. So we're not only solving a solution that is temporary, where they'll need to continue to come back and forth for it, where instead, because they have access to this resource readily available to them on campus, it's something where we imagine and we found students don't come back after the first visit unless they're looking to donate again. So when we talk about the customers, in this unique operation, it's kind of simple for this one, where it is just the students of Seton Hall University. And we are not only for the undergraduate body, but we also work with the graduate body. So that goes into the market, where there's about 10,000 students at Seton Hall University, and about a quarter of them are first-generation students. And again, about a quarter of that total students are also receiving Pell Grants. This is a large demographic of students who might be pre-exposed to the financial hardships that might prevent them from professional attire. But as we recognized earlier, everybody needs it for any situation, whether it be an interview, a career fair, and a seat that's holding people back. So I kind of want to go into the competition aspect of it all that we have here. And I see that there's 3 prongs for the competition. The first competition is the resources available for students, whether it be students going to a thrift store or students going to their local churches, clothing drives and such. But what I found that's unique about Pirates Closet is that A, it is a free resource, and who doesn't like free, especially college students. And B, it's located on campus, so it's readily available because you have to be on campus anyways. And lastly, every single item that we get donated to us, we vet to make sure that it's up to par, so that way our closet looks professional. And about 50% of our total merchandise is brand new items. Another aspect of the competition kind of comes into the donation aspect, where we're not the only resource that people can donate to, of course. Again, they can choose to donate their clothing to a Salvation Army or to their local church, etc. But what really makes us unique is that we're active with the Seton Hall community. We're not just called Pirates Closet because we're here, but because we are part of the community within Seton Hall University. So alumni want to partake in our programs. Alumni want to donate their clothing. The South Orange community has been behind us from the very start. And more importantly, we've been behind the community, whether it be participating in events such as Women in Leadership events, providing clothing for them, or participating in any of the career fair events, making sure that anybody who needs clothing for the upcoming career fair has access to it. And I think that's what really makes us unique, in that since we are actively working with the people that we're serving, it works almost like a feedback loop, where the more clothing we get, the more people we help. And the more recognition that comes from it, and the more recognition, the more donors that come to it as well. And finally, the last aspect of competition is really looking at what other schools do. One of the biggest schools that I was really astounded by was Cornell University's closet. But they're a lending program, emphasis on lending. And that's where we're really unique, in that we're a giving program. So we're not just a temporary banding. So as far as marketing, I've had the chance to have my face plastered all over the website a couple of times. And that's been a key form of it, but we've also worked with other companies to make these fun charity events. I mean, for example, at the bottom there, we hosted the first ever car show at Seton Hall University. Now, what does a car show got to do with clothes? Well, for you to come to the event, you had to donate clothing. and we were able to get 2 carfuls of clothing. It's a weird unit, but I know it's 2 carfuls because I had to do 2 car trips to put the clothing in. And that's what we want to continue to do with the marketing. Not only be on the website, but we participated in South Orange community Facebook pages. We participated with alumni pages and want to continue to work with very unique events. So that way we differentiate ourselves and can grasp a bigger market. As for the organization, as it is right now, we're student run as far as the e-board, and we've kind of broken it up into 3 main aspects of the business. One being the marketing and outreach, 2 being the business administrative side, and then finally the event coordination side as far as how that goes. And what's not here are also our great advisors, Dr. Kansal and Dean Elizabeth Halpin, who have great history with marketing and higher education, so they've been able to support us with that. And again, the programs really run a lot on donations. We've worked with brands, some of the biggest brands being Burlington and David Donahue, which I am wearing all that clothing. I like to say I'm the walking billboard for the company here. And this slide used to be a slide showing the growth of the closet as a space itself. But what I realized is more important is not the growth of the space, but the growth of the impact. And I wanted to show that our sort of greatest revenue are the students who utilize the closet. And I'm proud of the fact that we have students who come in and use it. We have events where every single person in that picture utilized the closet. And that's our greatest revenue source. But for future plans, we're looking to expand beyond Seton Hall. We've already worked with Northeastern to get it going. And again, I just wanted to prove that this is a proven concept, that there is a need. And what I want to work on is proving it to be future, more of a business instead of just an initiative posted on campuses. And again, the prize money, if it is, would be used to diversify clothing inventory, host more events, and be able to expand. Thank you. And any questions?
Great initiative. I wish I was here when that was here. I remember spending too many amounts of money on even this blazer. So I was wondering two questions actually. So you were just beginning to touch on how you wanted to move it from a nonprofit initiative to a business. So I'm wondering how you see that coming to picture. Do you foresee molding this into the existing nonprofit of Seton Hall itself? Do you want your own tax ID number? Where do you see this going? And then the second question would be, how often are you able to help a single student? How are you keeping track of them? If I was to come to you and perhaps earlier in the semester, would I be allowed once per semester, once every month? If you could just walk me through that.
So right now we are actually under the 501c3 with the school. So we have a web page on the school where people can donate to and they receive the tax receipts and such. But I want for the future for us to expand outside of it and become its own business. And something I forgot to touch upon was the idea of revenue sources. It was amazing that Feels Nostalgia came up earlier too, because something we want to work with is to sell clothing that we have that isn't business professional. Like I said, we vet the clothing, and that can be a source of revenue for it. And the second question was about tracking students, right? So we've been able to help over 100 students in the less than year that it's been founded. Meanwhile, for a majority of that year, we weren't even technically open. The way that we track is we actually have on the website at Seton Hall University a way for you to reserve a date to come in. However, we're open right now, Wednesday through Friday from 8 to 4 p.m. People can walk in. And the way we track that as well is we have a binder in there so you can just write in what you get, and then there's somebody who checks out what you have. So again, we've been able to support over 100 students, and that number is only going to continue to grow as we continue to expand and let people know that this is an available resource.
So this one is interesting to me because I have college students, and I think you've hit on a very big and important need is preparing them not only for what to wear, but you can prepare them for how to present themselves in a professional setting. You talked about Cornell being a lending program. That's what initially came to me. You're a giving program, and it's 501c3, which is commendable, amazing. Have you thought about doing the program as a 501c3 within a larger business, such as a lending program. So Seton Hall Closet, the Cornell Closet, the Ohio State Closet, you create an online experience where everything's lendable, and then you have the 501c3 within it. Has that been something you thought through, or when you think about revenue streams and such, are you just really focused on keeping it as a nonprofit?
That hadn't crossed my mind at the beginning. I'm very glad you brought that question because it is something for me to focus on and think about. And also with the thought process of expanding it with other schools and such. The original idea is if we were to found it at a different school, it would start as a lending program, and then as it grows and as it scales, become a giving program. I've been fortunate enough that when we started, we were going to be a lending program. I expected that we would have about 100 total clothing, but because I've been able to work with all these brands, it's come to the point where it's more cost effective for us to make it a giving program, so we don't have to pay for the cleaning or pay for the inventory because they're taking up a lot of rooms. So if we would expand to other schools, and this is what we're doing with Northeastern as well that we're talking about, is starting with the lending program, and then as it grows, then lead into that giving program. And the positive of the lending program is that alone creates revenue sources because you can make it so that there would be late fees afterwards. But the end goal is to move it to giving.
Really good presentation. One of the things when I originally read the business plan that kind of piqued my interest was it's by Seton Hall students, for Seton Hall students. It's a cool thing. They saw me for Seton Hall students. Now when you talk about expanding to other colleges, there's a part of it that has to remain where it isn't perceived disingenuous, because now it's a company going in and kind of taking. So have you tested, what was Northeastern, Northeastern? What was their reaction? Kind of just take me through that. There's definitely ways around it, but I just want to kind of hear how you're approaching it.
So I want to keep it that genuine route where it is by students. So when I went to Northeastern, and luckily my brother goes there, so I kind of like have a middleman to do it, help with this aspect.
Well, you should have said that.
Well, it's the little brother. I gave him the something. You know what I mean? So what we do is we're making sure that the employees, because I didn't get the chance to talk about it here, is everybody that's working behind the scenes are students again, and they're even Dove people that are working on it. And so because Dove is very prevalent throughout every school, and every school has some type of volunteering necessity, we're looking to expand it to that way, where people do it where it's a necessity. Fortunate enough with Northeastern, this kind of goes against what I just said, but they actually funded jobs for people to do it too, the school itself, and because they fund those student jobs, we're able to keep it in-house, where all the Northeastern students are the ones working on it. And they're the ones that are gonna go to the meetings with these brands and go to talk to the advisors.
You have a job board, a thrift store sourcing company, and then thrift stores. I feel like there's a conglomerate.
Thank you, Jason. Please join me in welcoming Sid Kapoor and Cameron Tower, who are freshman members of the Buccino Leadership Program. Sid is majoring in finance, and Cameron is pursuing degrees in psychology and entrepreneurship. Their business concept, Helio, is a chatbot that quickly connects students who are struggling with mental health with their guidance counselors. Good luck, Sid and Cameron. You have 7 minutes for your pitch presentation.
All right, how's everybody doing? Good? Cool, so, a bit of my passion is video production, so I thought I'd make a nice, quick video that runs over everything.
How's everybody doing? My name is Sid Kapoor. My name is Cameron Tower. A shared feeling is that everyone has felt down. And
Can you get the volume up if that's possible?
To confide in others. But unfortunately, these How's everybody doing? My name is Sid Kapoor. My name is Cameron Tower. A shared feeling is that everyone has felt down. And in those circumstances, we need to confide in others. But unfortunately, these episodes that people face is prevalent everywhere amongst youth. Mental disorders increased 48.1% between 1990 and 2019. Because of this, 1 in 3 students show symptoms of depression. It is getting worse.
Unfortunately, according to a harrowing statistic from the American School Counseling Association, the ratio of students to guidance counselors is 470 to 1, which is double the recommended rate, leaving students in long wait times. Some instances include wait times of 6 months or longer. The wait time is unacceptable, so why don't we hire mental health specialists to cut this wait time? According to the National Association of School Psychologists, there is a lack of specialists for hiring about 63,000 individuals. The problem remains, not only for the student who needs help, but also the school districts who are under great stress to assist students with mental health problems, as well as various tasks like scheduling in class. Studies show that school counselors often incur high levels of stress that may result from multiple job responsibilities. We are focusing on improving these support points for alleviating the mental health issues amongst adolescents through help and guidance counselors. This is important. Some students don't have family support. Some are afraid of talking to their friends as conversations may have on social media, and some simply feel insecure around their loved ones. Counselors are our front line, and school districts need help.
Coming from a background of leading youth projects, as well as consulting mental health service workers, we have been hard at work in creating Helio. What exactly is Helio, and how does it work to help guidance counselors and students? This is chatbot technology. Chatbots simulate conversation through language detection software to give an appropriate response back, similar to something like ChatGPT. The student would log onto their school website and click the link to Helio. In this specific circumstance, the student can tell the chatbot that it would like to schedule an appointment with a guidance counselor. Mental health help would be interpreted as something like, I feel sad, or I need someone to talk about my mental health. It will schedule an appointment with a guidance counselor, and because of this, students will not wait 6 months. Through the waitlist prioritization system, mental health calls will be moved up in priority. Studies reveal the common consensus that the quicker these calls are addressed, the student is better off. Another feature of our chatbot is that students will be encouraged to journal and have their journals monitored by artificial intelligence, as studies show that writing emotions down significantly reduces mental health stress and improves student resilience. Now, there may be some concerns. What if the bot is unable to detect a call for mental health? It should be of utmost importance that the words sad, dissatisfied, depressed, and millions of other iterations of asking for help will not be misinterpreted. Word recognition based off the database from Amazon will prompt the user to schedule a guidance counselor appointment with unparalleled accuracy. We also want the chatbot to help students with class registration to help take the load off for guidance counselors and address the initial problem of long student wait times.
Other mental health chatbots like Uber and Ada are lacking the centralization with the school portal, which Helio does have. This will allow for more efficiency and convenience to use the chatbot, especially when all aspects of the school's function are merging with the website. We must stay updated to those terms so that our competitors are not focusing on them. Moreover, Uber and Ada do not feature any two-way communication system for counselors to connect with students. This makes Helio the forefront in this market. Currently, we are being backed by Amazon through $17,500 in grants and are getting access to their cloud services. We are in talks with Washington State, where our connections in public education start. We plan to use the Bellevue City District as a representation of the effectiveness of the chatbot and pitch that idea to other public high school districts, and our reach will expand across the United States.
Moving on to financials, the average high school has 530 students, and a school district will be charged approximately $20,000 per year for our services. Pricing would vary on a sliding scale. Our market consists of 16,000 schools, which are identified to not meet mental health requirements. Our goal is to launch in 2024, break even in 2025, and if we obtain contracts with 5% of the market, we will earn $14.8 million in revenue. Our startup costs and continuing costs are minimized as Helio is a web service, with student wait times reaching an all-time high and guidance counselors feeling overwhelmed. We need someone to help fortify this front line, and Helio is the way to do it. Thank you.
How's everybody doing? Thank you, appreciate that. So, just to reiterate that video, Helio is a connection. It's a bridge between guidance counselors and students that's needed to fortify the weak front line of guidance counselors right now. So we have the goal to reduce the wait times and help guidance counselors with their repetitive tasks that they have. And the features on the chatbot make it easy for students to schedule an appointment. The main thing that I wanted to focus on and talk to you all about is how we're going to be obtaining yearly contracts. Right now, we are already gotten our foot in the front door. We're speaking with Washington State, and more specifically the Bellevue District, on a demo project, and we're in talks with them to deploy there first. And after that, it'll roll like dominoes. And if I'm so lucky to win the grant money, I plan to use that to fund our current research and development team, which is entirely Seton Hall students. And we want to jumpstart our social media campaign, just to give it that edge and kind of bounce it off. So that has been that. I'm open to questions. Thank you.
So how much of the technology is actually developed?
Right. So we are in the alpha stage, so prototype right now. We've gotten the chatbot ready. We're just adding more features to it, like journaling and sort of the waitlist prioritization system. It's able to detect words right now, so we're just adding features to it.
And what is the angle you're trying to take here with the school district specifically? I mean, they have their own ed tech platforms to manage the schools. Are you looking at the counselors use your software, or are you looking to do something else with that?
So the chatbot's made for counselors, right? It with features on it, it's meant to reduce the amount of repetitive tasks that they have, such as class scheduling. Hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it away, but yeah, I'll have to go.
Are you plugging into an existing system, or is it something where you have sort of like in the total in a box system that you're asking them to plug in? Or will you incorporate or be integrated into some existing mainstream systems that mainstream school districts have?
Gotcha. A lot of school systems do have a portal, right? For example, the image that I showed. Students would go on there, click on Helio, and help and schedule an appointment. And what it does is based off of what you're looking to, what the appointment is about, it's going to have a waitlist prioritization system. So it's all embedded in the school website.
So I'm interested more about your pricing. I know in the business proposal we received, you talked about Blackboard and a few other subscriptions that universities or high schools use to help you price that out. But I'm wondering if there's a deficit for the counselors, and if you're focusing on underfunded school systems, would they be able to meet that price point, or are you pricing them out?
I believe they will be able to meet the price point. The NIH has pledged $191 million to mental health projects, so that's where we're looking to get grants from.
And I'm interested, congratulations on the grant from Amazon. What are you using those funds for?
Sure. Currently we have a student chatbot programming team. We're teaching them about how to program with the specific chatbot, so it's a learning experience, and we're paying them right now, so that's what the money's being used for.
Can you just, I'm still trying to visualize the actual product, so I just want to help us here. So, love that you're tackling mental health, love that you're supporting guidance counselors, youth support, awesome. Take me through their day with and without the technology.
Gotcha. So I'll start without. Guidance counselors spend most of their time helping students schedule for classes. It's a ridiculous amount of time. And what we want to do is something similar to what Seton Hall does. It helps you schedule for your classes, right? You go through the portal, schedule through your website. A lot of schools just do not have such a feature, right? So we want to streamline that process. And since it's in chatbot format, you can talk to it and it can suggest new classes to take as part of your curriculum, right? So it just makes it easier on both fronts, students and guidance counselors. And if it's an urgent call like mental health, that 6-month wait time, that's usually a problem. Underfunded districts will not be.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sid. Great job. And now it's time for our last finalist team, Brooke and Madison Loza. Brooke and Madison are sophomores majoring in nursing and who are enrolled in the Buccino Leadership Program. Their business, One Stop Eco Shop, is an online marketplace that aims to reduce waste. Consumers can purchase over 100 different sustainable and reusable home and body products. Brooke and Madison, anytime you're ready.
Hi everyone, my name is Madison, and my name is Brooke, and we are the founders of the One Stop Eco Shop. So we want to start you off with a question. Do you take a shower every morning? Do you use shampoo, conditioner, body wash, or maybe even shaving cream? More is going down the drain after a shower than you're realizing. And you probably haven't thought about this, which is why we're working towards helping our customers be more conscious about their consumption. Our landfills are not endless, and it is estimated they will become filled in the next 18 years, which is why we're here to be part of the solution to this waste crisis. One Stop Eco Shop is a zero-waste store and refillery in which consumers who are tired of all the waste from grocery shopping can find hundreds of refillable and sustainable food and home products. Our competitors, such as Civil Brand Necessities and Good Bottle Refill, offer similar refill products but lack accessibility to low-income consumers who utilize food stamps. And these competitors are both located over an hour away from our current location, making it difficult for customers to travel long distances to get the products they need. By opening our store, we'll be the first zero-waste store and refillery in Ocean County to accept food stamps and make these zero-waste and refillable products accessible to those who are often left behind in the sustainable movement. To put this into perspective, over 17,000 households rely on food stamps in all of Ocean County, and just in South Toms River alone, 14% of the population falls within poverty. And in order for us to accept food stamps, we need to stock 3 out of 4 major food categories, which includes fruits and vegetables, grains and cereals, dairy products, or meat, poultry, and fish. So how do our customers benefit from this circular process? So low-income customers not only have access to a low-waste form of shopping they did not previously have access to, but they can choose to buy as little or as much as they like. And by coming to refill at our store, customers can buy different quantities that fits their budget. Our customers have been asking for months if we had a storefront, and we're finally excited to announce that we're opening a store this spring at 1174 Fisher Boulevard in Toms River. And now we'll have 3 revenue streams: our online sales, our in-person farmers markets, and our storefronts. And in the future, we could have even more because our business is franchising. We currently reach our customers through Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and our in-person farmers markets. And now by opening this store, we will be able to hold events at our store and even partner with other local small businesses to engage the community and allow events to occur at the store. And with this, we even have a strategic social media plan that has increased our online engagement by over 250%. So now for a little bit more about us, how are we qualified to do this? So Madison and I have been running this store for the past 2 years, and over this time, we've learned by ourselves and through an online network of store owners like ourselves what we need to do. For the past 2 years, we've also been content creators for other sustainable product brands, as well as been a part of the environmental organization, the Green New Deal here at Seton Hall. As low-income students ourselves, we have suffered from food insecurity, and so we know this is an underserved market and that there's a great need to make sustainable and refillable products accessible to low-income families. So currently we are in the process of renovating our storefront, and we plan to open right now in May. So far we've estimated that to furnish and fully renovate our storefront, it will cost about $8,000. And in addition to that, it'll cost an additional $10,000 to fully stock our store with zero waste and more sustainable products. So just in the last 3 months of this year, we've done over $10,000 in revenue, exceeding our original year estimate for online sales of $15,000. This year, we now estimate we'll do over $20,000 in revenue just from our online website alone. So your investments will go towards making these renovations, as well as stocking the necessary products and furnishings we need to accept food stamps. Let's hashtag refill, not landfill together. Thank you.
Great presentation. Impressive, $48,600.
Yeah.
And you're both twins?
Yes.
So how did you fight over the CEO versus COO?
Well, that was because I asked her, I was like, Madison, I was like, do you want to join in with me? And she was like, of course. I was like, we do a lot together. And so she was like, I guess I have to be a part of it. Like, is there an obligation? And,
Awesome.
I told her she could do this. She came to me with it, so.
So obviously, taking out the store is going to be an expense to the business.
Yes.
When you look at your net revenues, 2023 looked solid. You see the dip.
Yes.
The recovery doesn't look too healthy.
Yes, so we expect, because we estimate that during the 3 months afterward, we'll still be actually stocking a lot of our inventory, because $10,000, a lot of these products are actually a lot more expensive. $1,000 alone is just going to go towards some spices and other refillable food products. We're also looking into stocking dairy, meats, as well as expanding our online inventory, as well as other sustainable home and body products. So we estimate that'll be at least another 5,000, and 10,000 doesn't cover all the other products that we want to get. So we plan to become profitable again within 3 to 4 months.
But yeah, your chart showed 2023 the numbers, but I think
Yeah.
40 or 50,000. I don't know if you go back to it, but 2024 is by years. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you're about 42.5 in 2023 net profit. 24, you're dropping down to 30. You look almost flat again for 2025.
Yeah, and this is off of bare minimum of what we have estimated our online sales to be. So right now we've estimated for the next 2024 and 2025, we estimated a flat 1,500 because that seems to be our average right now. This doesn't include our increase that we've estimated ourselves. We just kind of wanted to keep a bare minimum. We've actually been experiencing about a 25% increase per month. And we soon expect that to level off at some point, but I just didn't want to make an overestimate. I figured I would, kind of look all.
Yeah, great presentation. I think I was just curious to know, with everybody, we hear about retailers all the time closing down the brick and mortar and only going online. You guys have had such success online. What is the really big reason why you feel you need a storefront? That's number one. And number two, just for my own edification, is it refillery or is it sustainable products? It's all of the above. It's a little education. So just talk a little bit about the product overall.
Yeah, of course. To answer the second question first, so it's all of the above. We're a zero waste store. We sell sustainable products, and we're also refillery. So to answer the first question, the reason why we're coming to in-person and opening an in-person store is the main reason for refilling. So online, it's really hard because the price of shipping stuff and what we ship or have to ship our products in can be really expensive. And for a lot of people, that's not affordable because our biggest mission is to be able to accept food stamps and to be accessible to low-income families and consumers in general. So how the refilling really works is you bring your own containers from home, but we also do offer containers at the store. So they could be in the form of glass, they can be plastic containers, and they can be paper bags, really anything that you want to bring from your home to refill. So, and we have products such as home and body, so like shampoo, conditioner, body wash. We'll have sunscreen, face wash, and pretty much anything you could think of in big bulk containers that you bring. You come into your own container. It could be a container you have at home, like I said. It could be a container that we have. We will have a community jar station where you can take. It's completely free. It's jars that we've actually got recycled from the community, and you just refill them, and you just pay for what you get. Rather than us having, because it will be quite expensive. For liquid products, we would have to either ship them in jars, and we don't want to buy plastic. That doesn't go with the mission whatsoever. And that would definitely, we would have to increase our shipping costs to cover that, because we definitely couldn't put that money on expenses.
Based off of that, before I start my question, would I get a discount if I brought my own container versus if I took one off of your shelf?
Not at the moment. We actually do have a refilling program, though, that after you refill 10 to 15 jars, you actually get a $15 off coupon toward your next order. So it does benefit you by refilling.
Okay, thank you. And so I'm wondering where you're sourcing your materials from, especially your vegetables and your foods. Are you connecting with local nonprofits or even farms? If you could speak more to that.
Of course. At the moment, we are outsourcing from local farmers. So we are currently in the process of getting in touch with local farms. We do have a whole list of them. And really, we're going to try and stick with produce that's local and in season. That will definitely get our costs down as well as consumer costs down as well. Yeah, just to touch upon that as well. We're actually, since we're located in Toms River, we're actually right by the business district. So there's so many other small businesses that we actually want to reach out to and partner to, and one of them being this, they're like a hydroponic lettuce farm run by adults with disabilities. And so we would love to reach out to them and try and have some sort of partnership where they grow the lettuce and we help them through our store to not only help them, make more money and become more, community involved and also more towards like our online and our lawn products at the moment and our refill. So we currently work with a manufacturer that produces our shampoo, conditioner, really mainly our body products. And so we get the products from them, we choose ingredients, etc. We buy from them in bulk large quantities, gallons, hundreds of gallons, etc. And they ship it here and then
There's like 10 seconds left. How do you pay yourselves?
So we have not paid ourselves yet. We were planning on actually paying ourselves at the end of this year, but we decided, we've been wanting to open a store in, the past 2 years. We finally found the perfect opportunity. We not only found a great space in Toms River, we've also been connected with this entrepreneurship center here at Seton Hall. So this is the perfect time, and we're deciding to reinvest the profits that we would have been used to pay ourselves to open this storefront. Since it is going to be, a large opening cost, but now, opening the store, once we do become profitable, we do plan to pay ourselves a salary, also pay back our investment that we put into the business.
Thank you, Brooke and Madison.
All right, and now it's time for the Audience Choice Award. This is the $500 award to the finalists who, in your opinion, was pitch perfect. The directions for voting are on the screen. Please access the QR code that will lead you to a Google form to fill out with your favorite team. And I have a few minutes for voting. Thank you. Now, we'll take a 10-minute break while we await the return of the judges to see what they've decided. And we'll also tell you the winner of the Audience Choice Award when we return. Stay tuned for the most important part of the contest.
All right. Welcome back, judges. First, Shannon Morris will explain the judging process overall. Next, Dean Joyce Strasser will come to the podium and announce the awards. Afterwards, I will turn the podium over to Susan Sherrick, the founding director of the Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, for closing comments.
So just want to say thank you for having us on behalf of all the judges. We had a great time listening to all these amazing, very creative, inspirational ideas. We were given a judging criteria, a matrix where we listened to you about, your idea, where it came from, how you presented, how well thought out it was, sort of like the value in the marketplace, all those things we listened to very carefully. We took very diligent notes. Sort of the benefit of having all of us as entrepreneurs come into the table, we've all either had ideas in the past that have failed or had ideas in the past that have been successful. And when we think about our history and our work and the things that we've done, there's certain kind of intangible things that we always take into account when we're judging these sorts of competitions. So as we listened to all of you, there were sort of 3 or 4 main things that we took into account when deciding the winners. The first was how clear your vision was, how focused your idea was. But having said that, we also thought with some mentorship and some counseling and some support, how much further your idea can go. So it had to be a great idea in its core, but also had to have legs to go a lot of different directions. We listened to you and thought about how buttoned up the idea seemed. Were you already successful? Did you have a big pie in the sky idea? Do you have proof points? Have you shown success?
And of course, you know, can we take it and make it more scalable? We also thought about the prize money, which is very generous. Who's going to be able to maximize that money the most and do a lot of really great things with it? And we also thought about the groups that had a little bit of momentum already, because there's a lot of great ideas out there, but we were excited to hear that, you know, there's already products in the market. We've really heard about people having very well thought out user experiences. So a little bit of momentum already behind the idea that we really wanted to make sure that this money was going to fuel you and take things forward. So those were the key criteria. So we all had the matrix, and then we all discussed it and came to a unanimous decision for first, second, and third. So there you go.
Let's have a round of applause for our judges. Now I would like to call Dean Joyce Strasser to the podium to announce our winners. Drum roll, please.
So we're going to start off with the Audience Choice Award. The $500 Audience Choice Award goes to One Stop Eco Shop. Congratulations. All right, and now our third place award goes to Apprentice Shipment. The second place goes to One Stop Eco Shop. And the big moment, the winner of this year's, our 13th annual Pirates Pitch Competition goes to Pirates Closet. Congratulations to all of our finalists. You've done a fantastic job. And I will turn it over now to Susan Sherrick for closing remarks.
So many people to thank and so many people to say you did a great job. Student MCs, wonderful. Finalists, I'm in awe of you at your age, what you've done. And to take Shannon Morris's one remark is we have the Pirates Launchpad Summer Program, thanks to the largesse of Brian Jakovic. And I urge you all to be in the program, and you can earn an extra $2,000 in seed funding and pick up mentoring. The judges are at your disposal at any time for mentoring and advice, and we'll give you personal feedback on your ideas. I'd also like to thank all of the people behind the scenes who did an incredible job. Meryl Dalrymple, more than anyone, helped to make this a great effort, at least on my part, but we also had great support from our TLTC staff, from our Chris Oriello, who was in charge of the theater space, our marketing department, everyone, our entrepreneurship professors, everyone came together. And and in our supportive community. So I'd like to say to all of you that this is the start of your entrepreneurial journey. We're here for the rest of it and for the rest of your life, because you can see from our judges the results of being an entrepreneur in the Seton Hall community. I'd like to thank you all, but I don't want you to rush out. I'd love all the finalists to come down and the judges to come down, and the student MCs, and we will get large group photos and a few photos. So bear with us for the next few minutes. And I'd like to thank you so very much. And I wish you the best of luck on your entrepreneurial journey. And may I say that Brooke and Madison are headed to Smith College tomorrow. They're participating in the semifinal finals of the Draper competition, which is the largest undergraduate collegiate women's competition in the country. So let's wish them good luck in that competition. Thank you. It's an honor to work with all of you students, faculty, administrators, and I wish you a good evening, and thank you so very much for your support.